I had no idea what they were talking about, but they made this like elaborate scheme, and it was like this whole national thing where every city we go to, somebody, a lot of times that I'd never even known, would show up and hand me this little folded up letter with a piece of paper on it, and I would get backstage and open it, and it would be a picture of a rat sewing this thing. So it was like this national campaign of giving me these rat pictures, so I have this huge collection of them, and I'm still not really sure why.
What advice could you give to a new starting band?
Wow, man, I don't know. I would just say, put in all the work and try to write the best music you can. Music that you really like. I wouldn't do anything simply because it's a trend or because it's cool at the time, because those change so quickly that if you're trying to be like somebody else, by the time you get anything done, it's going to change and you won't be confident in your own stuff. So do what you like and be patient.
Weirdest tour memory?
Weirdest tour memory? Think about that. That should be pretty interesting. I can think of maybe just off the top of my head, probably the funniest, I guess. Or I guess it would be in a weird way. We were at a hotel one time, I don't even remember where, somewhere in the Midwest, but there was another hotel across the street, and I guess we'd been partying a little bit, and somebody wandered over there and came back with something from the hotel lobby or something, and we created this game where the contest was we would sneak across the street and sneak into the other hotel and grab whatever items we could and run it back to our hotel room across the street. And whoever could get the biggest, strangest item would win this contest. So throughout the night we were running over there and stealing big potted trees from the lobby, or wandering the halls and taking those collapsible beds that they'll add in rooms.
Yeah.
Like we were riding these beds across the street, and it went on and on and on. So the next morning we woke up to leave, and our room was filled with all this other weird shit from the pool area and inner tubes and trees and all kinds of stuff. And it was a little bit weird because none of us really remembered who got what or where. So it was kind of interesting.
What's the worst thing to happen to you personally on tour while playing?
Man, I don't know. I have so much fun. Even the bad things end up being pretty crazy experiences. The last time we were here in the UK, again, just the first thing I could think of is I think we were playing a gig in Manchester or something. A place it used to be called the Zodiac. I think it's an academy now. And we got down. It was a really great show, and everybody went to the front of the stage at the end and kind of high-five people and everything. So I came up from behind the drums and went to the front of the stage and jumped off the front of the stage onto the floor to kind of say hi to people. And you know how when they put those barriers up,
yeah,
there's a big step in the back that the security stand on?
Yeah.
So from my vision, that step is what I thought the ground was. So I just hopped off, but it ended up being another 2 feet. And when you're not expecting some shit like that, it's pretty crazy. So after this great show, everybody's looking at me because I'm right in front of the stage, and I jump off and hit the ground, which was soaking wet with water and confetti and all the things we had used throughout the night. And I just fell flat on my back, jumped off the stage and landed flat, and was when the wind gets knocked out of you and paralyzed and you couldn't move. And I opened my eyes with the breath going out of me, and all I saw was everybody's cameras hanging over the front of everything and flashes going off. So it was this whole beautiful fucking spill that I took was recorded. It was awesome.
What's the best childhood memory you have?
Oh man, that's a good question too. I guess once when my parents moved, we moved to another house in the suburbs of Philadelphia, and we had this huge retention basin. When they build new development complexes, they have these, I guess it was a drainage ditch or something, but it was made by these huge tractors, with these big things. So it was this massive, massive hole. And one day after it rained, the whole thing was just mud. It was basically a mud pit. And I was really young, but I do remember all me and my sister and all of our little friends that we had met on the streets and everything would just go surfing in this mud pit, run as fast as you can and just slide down this hill. And it was a blast, man. We did it all day, and obviously tracked mud all over the house and everything. We ruined all our clothes, but it was a really good time.
The radio's been helping with the Matthew thing.
Yeah.
Could you explain to those who actually haven't heard it from us yet what happened and how you're doing now?
Yeah, basically about a month ago or so, maybe a little bit more, he was walking home from Nathan's apartment to his apartment, which was only a few blocks away. It's only a 3-minute walk, and he was walking by a bar, and there was a lot of commotion as he was walking by. Basically, one of these guys, who I guess was drunk or whatever, was beating the living shit out of his wife, a really bad domestic situation. And there was a lot of other people there that were just, a lot of times in those situations people freeze, and don't really do anything. And everybody was just sitting here watching this happen, and Matthew walked by, and this woman was basically screaming and begging for help because this guy was really beating her. And Matthew, being the cool dude that he is, got involved and basically managed to pull this guy off of this girl, 3 or 4 times to really separate them. And during the last time, the guy kind of, I guess, tricked him, I guess you could say, and kind of turned around and said, okay, you know, it's cool, I'm calming down. And Matthew turned around to talk to the woman, and the guy bent down and just grabbed a big rock from behind and just smashed him in the back of the head with it. And he hit the ground, he was unconscious, I mean, right away. It wasn't even a fight, you know, and as soon as he was unconscious on the ground, the guy just proceeded to just kick and stomp and really beat him pretty bad. And then him and the woman left him unconscious, I believe, on the sidewalk. So it ended up being really bad. It was all kinds of, I mean, you know, his skull was cracked and brain swelling and broken jaw and all this kind of stuff. And they rushed him to the hospital, and they had to remove a third of his skull from his head because of the swelling. And it was a really, really scary situation, and nobody really knew how it would go. And after a couple really close calls and a couple successful brain surgeries, really, they were able to reattach it. So he's through the woods now, you know. I mean, it's going to be like a long recovery and really massive, you know, hospital bills and things, obviously. So now basically it's just recovering for him, which is great. But everybody's been really awesome, especially over here, just supporting and stuff like that, which I know means a lot to him. And that's why we came here. We canceled everything we had because there's obviously no way that he could come and do this. But just the overwhelming support, and everybody wanted to know what happened, and there's been a lot of press to do and everything. We figured we could come here and just play as a 3-piece. It was not like we were going to hire another bass player and try to replace him, especially on stage. He's such a presence, you know, he's like face of the band basically on stage doing all this stuff. But we figured we could come and play and do these shows and just thank everybody for all the support and talk to people and let people know what happened and make people aware. And I'm glad we did. We got here and it felt good as soon as we got here to actually do something instead of just sitting there waiting, you know. So it's been nice. We've been talking to him and texting with him back and forth, and he's feeling good about it, so it's cool.
Well, that's like awesome.
Good.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Wonderful.
I'll stop there.